What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chin Tuck Boxing, man. Let's talk about your boy, Jaron Boots Ennis. Is he ready for a top 5 welterweight? Who should he fight? And I want to talk about a cycle that I'm seeing with the young fighters out here. But you got to stick around and stay tuned to see what I'm talking about.
Undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. From Omaha, Nebraska.
In favor of the winner, remaining undefeated, proving he is one of the elite champions of this.
The fight, it is over. Canelo gets the knockout. Deontay Wilder has eradicated Dominic Brazil. He is the...
What's up, everybody? Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, comment. Let's keep this channel growing. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. Hey, man, I just wanted to make a short video, man. I hope all is well and everybody's doing great out there. This weekend we had Jaron Boots Ennis fighting, up and coming welterweight that let everybody know, man, that he's here and he's ready for the big fights. You know, he got a knockout in the first round. He put on a great performance, man. And now he's saying that he wants one of the top 5 welterweights, which would be Spence, Crawford, Ugas, Keith Thurman, and did I mention Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence? And I'm here to say that I think he's ready for those guys, man. I really do. Is he gonna get that fight? You asking me to be realistic? No, I highly doubt it. He's still gonna have to fight probably a couple more fights before he get that championship fight. But I will say, I believe that out of all the top 5 welterweights in the game right now, as far as name recognition, I would shoot for, if I was him, Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman is the guy that needs him right now. I think Sean Porter and Crawford got their own thing going on, which is a big fight coming up November the 20th. I think Errol Spence probably is not interested in fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. Ugas, I don't think he wants to fight Jaron Boots Ennis because he's trying to get those big paychecks. I think that's why he's pushing for the Spence fight. And I think Keith Thurman is the odd man out. I think Keith Thurman is the guy that really doesn't have an opponent, that wants to shake up the division to get his name back out there. I think he's the guy that's kind of getting overlooked right now in the division because he's been out too long. And I think beating a guy like Jaron Boots Ennis will put him right back in the sweepstakes with Spence, Crawford, Porter, you know, and Ugas and those guys. So I think they both need each other. I think Jaron needs that partner that's willing to fight him to show that he's ready for the top guys in the division. I would also say that if it wasn't for those top five guys in the division, I would go for somebody slightly below them. And if I had to choose somebody, man, my opinion, I think Danny Garcia or Mikey Garcia. And I know people would say, why Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia? Because they just lost. I understand they just lost, but they still carry a big name in the sport, especially at 147. I think with Mikey Garcia, even though he lost, I think that fight could be a main event, you know, type fight. And if he can, you know, stop Mikey Garcia or just destroy him, that will put a lot of people on notice, you know, as far as Errol Spence and the rest of the division. I think the same thing with Danny Garcia, because Danny Garcia has fought Keith Thurman, he's fought Sean Porter, he's fought Errol Spence. So if he can go in there and beat, you know what I'm saying, Danny Garcia worse than those guys did and make it an easy fight, I mean, they're going to have to start paying attention. So I think, man, Jaron Boots Ennis has a great future ahead of him, man. I can't wait to see where he goes. Do I think he can beat those guys like Crawford and Spence? I'm not 100% sure yet, not because of his talent level, but because of the fact that it's such a big step up in competition that it may shell shock him a little bit. You know what I mean? And when you used to hitting guys and getting them out of there, but then you getting those top guys and you hitting them with them same shots, they still sitting there. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get adjusted to that. He haven't been in those big fights, so we don't know how he's going to react when he gets in the ring with those caliber type fighters. But I will say I'm starting to see a trend, you know, with young and up and coming fighters. And what happens is, and this is in all divisions, they come out and they're on fire. They want to fight anybody. They're hungry. They want to fight the best. They're constantly all about boxing. They're constantly staying in the gym. They're staying on weight. They staying on key. But then what happens, I see with a lot of these young guys is they tend to get that championship belt, and then they become the man eventually, and then they start acting like, they get choices and picky about when they want to fight, who they want to fight. You know what I'm saying? A side, B side, type talk. And for me, I'm kind of in between on it because of the fight fan. I want you to have that same hunger, that same desire you had when you was trying to come up and get those big fights with all these guys. But I also understand that those guys, for people that don't get it, is they came from, from the amateurs fighting for free, fighting in tournaments, fighting in Golden Gloves, fighting at the Olympics for some of them, fighting for no money. Then to come in at the beginning of their career and not really fight for really nothing. And then to work their way up the ladder and finally get to the point of being a champion and making real money, which they had to wait 10 to 15 years to get to, 10 to 12 years to get to, because if they start boxing at 8 or 9 years old and then they're 23, 24 years old, that took 10 or 15 years to get to this level where they're making $1 million, $2, $3 million a fight. Now it's about securing their future. So, they get a little bit more picky about, what I'm saying, I want this amount of money. I want to be on this A side, or this, I want this to fight this guy. So I totally understand it. It kind of sucks for the boxing fan, but, I'm talking to the boxers as well as the fans to be more understanding in that situation, because, a guy like Boots, at some point, he's going to be a world champion. He's going to be the man. And he going to switch up a little bit. And then people gonna go back and say, oh, he ain't the same Boots Ennis that when he was coming up, he was calling out everybody. He wanted to fight 3 or 4 times a year. But when you a prize fighter, it's called a prize fighter for a reason, because it's about making that money. So I get what's going on, but I just hope that somehow we can meet in between, where you can get your money, but you can still have that hunger and desire, and that you can still stay focused. And I understand it's hard when you got a couple $1 million. Like I said, the famous saying about Hadler, it's hard to get out of bed when you're sleeping in silk sheets. So I understand when you're making that kind of money, it's hard to get up and run. It's hard to stay in shape, tip-top shape, when you look at your bank account and you got $2 or $3 million in your bank account and you stand in a mansion. So I understand where it's coming from, man. I just want these fighters to stay hungry, man. And I'm just waiting to see how this division gonna play out with the rest of these guys, man. But I just want to do a quick video on Jaron Boots Ennis, man. I appreciate y'all for watching the video, man. Remember, man, to like, subscribe, hit the notification, comment, man. You know why? Because we love boxing and you love boxing. But most of all, God, peace, and love. And I'm out of here.